back, everybody. I know it's not Thirsty Thursday. It is Let's Get Shwasted Sunday.
Suck my dick Sunday. I don't know.
But we are back live, ready for some good conversation, some good drinks. With me, as always, is Tomas Rincon.
Good morning.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sammies Beer Podcast. We appreciate you all so much for stopping by. Like I said, I know it is a weird day of the week, but believe it or not, we don't do this full time.
Or get paid to do it.
We get paid just by ourselves in beer.
Especially you're getting paid because I'm not getting paid.
So, welcome to Sunday, start of the week. Hopefully we can start your week off on a brighter note. Make your week all warm and wonderful. And yeah, I know I could use a warm and wonderful start to my week because it has been a week. I'm ready for some cocktails. I've got some shots. I've got some we're going to kind of discuss some conspiracy theories and a few other things.
Just talk. You know,
yeah,
just have a conversation.
Just have a conversation. So if you're listening to this, we are live on Twitch and YouTube. We would love your thoughts and inputs. We will get you in as much as we can. So yeah, that's how things are going to go. And as always, we are going to start with our shots. Would you like to go first or second?
I would not like to go first.
You would not like to go first. All right. That's completely fine.
Okay, I got one. I got two.
So,
okay, yeah.
My shot this week will be some Angel's Envy. Thomas says that it is his favorite, and I found it at Costco for like $39. So I was like, well, why not?
Which is a good deal. It's usually $60.
So, gotta love Costco for those sweet deals.
I'll buy it in bulk. That is something I'll buy in bulk.
I've been waiting since I got it, I think last weekend.
Because we couldn't do it Thursday. Yeah, no,
yes.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch you try it now. That brings me joy.
So, are we do shots against or shots for?
Shots for, because always end with the go fuck yourself. It's nice.
Always go end with the go fuck yourself. That is right. So, shots for. I'm gonna kind of do a generic one here because it is, been hot. My shot is going to go to all the men and women who have to work outside when there's heat advisories and it's 100+ degrees. That sucks. I appreciate you, and hopefully you stayed cool and drank lots of water and maybe some cervezas to stay hydrated. Cheers to you.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
It's pretty good stuff. A little bit of a burn, not too bad.
Just a little bit, just a little fleck to remind you you're still alive. You know.
Yep.
It's my favorite.
It is still. My mouth is still weird. I chipped a tooth earlier today, eating supper, and so I'm gonna have to go. I don't know what they're gonna do for that, but
cap it probably.
Yeah, I think that's what they said they'll do.
Yeah, no
I don't know what that process looks like.
You're numbed for it, so it doesn't really even matter.
Yeah.
The only part that hurts is the needle in your gum.
Yeah, I had to have that done. I had that done a couple, 2-3 months ago because I had to remove all the plaque, and so they had to like completely numb my mouth. God, that fucking sucked.
Oh yeah.
I don't like dental work.
I love dental work. I love getting my teeth cleaned and having that pain afterwards from my gums. I love it. I like that. I go every 6 months for that.
Oh. I avoided every 6 months for that, which is why I had to have the deep clean because I avoided it for 2.
Hurts so good, baby. Ooh, yeah. My shot for today is actually going to go out to someone specific, but I'm not going to say their name. But it's a positive thing. She is a flight nurse that I worked with today. We had a sim mission, and she snapped at me, which it's a high-intensity situation always, right? It's a lot of work. It's hot. She snapped at me. It rolled right off me, right? I don't give 2 shits if someone snaps at me, especially in that work environment. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Go about my own way. she called me tonight to apologize for that, which is something no one's ever done. And typically, I'm the kind of guy that's like, "Hey, don't like whatever. You don't have to call me." And she didn't. She didn't because I was over it. I completely forgot it even happened. But normalizing, apologizing for when you do something wrong, I kind of want to take a shot to that, and take a shot to her specifically because she didn't have to do that at all, and she did anyways because she's a good person. So here's to you, LT. Oh, captain now. Actually, she just got promoted, captain. Excuse me.
El Capitan.
Ooh. And I haven't seen my girlfriend in about a week, so I'm drinking Jack because I miss her.
Fair enough. All right. Now to our shots against. So this is a very specific one, very specific to me. Happened today, pissed me off. So I'm going to do a shot against it. This is times when there's rules posted. This is for a game for my children. They play flag football. There's rules that are sent out. I was given a packet with all the rules for how the season's supposed to go. And nobody follows half the rules. And it fucking pisses me off because it's supposed to be fun and learning for them, but if everybody's playing by different rules, it's not fun for everybody. So, when there's rules, stick to them. It's really fucking easy. Send out the rules, play by the rules, everybody's happy. So, if not, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
That second one was better.
I think you got your palate a little cleansed from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's again, especially if you can get it at that price point, it's my favorite. I could drink it every day. Like, I just think it tastes phenomenal. It's not too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very mellow, very clean, and it hits like a fucking Mack truck. So be careful. And
I could use a Mack truck today.
Mild hangover. So there you go.
I don't have a hangover at all.
My shot against is actually very important today. And I know it's controversial and it's going to turn a lot of heads. And I know I need it to live, but fuck the sun. Fuck you, sun. It was 110 degrees on the flight line in an aircraft that has no AC. That's like 130 because it's a fucking metal box in it's like an oven rolling down the runway waiting to take off. It's been nonstop. Global warming is real. I believe it now. It's fucking real because it's fucking hot as shit. It's never been this hot before. Fuck the sun. Fuck the humidity. Fuck it all. Fuck it. I'll die. I'd rather just blow up, die, kill me. I don't want to deal with this shit no more. I'm done. I'm moving up north. Son, go fuck yourself.
Feel better?
A lot better. I haven't drank since last Thursday.
It's a while.
Mm-hmm. I find if I work, I don't need to drink.
Weird how that works.
Yeah, crazy. I don't think I was an alcoholic. I just think I was bored. So, bored and miserable.
So because, obviously you kind of... you started this, so I want to dig in on it.
Global warming's real,
yes.
Man.
Well, so I've never disagreed that the Earth might be warming or cooling. But do you think that it is man-made?
No. Yes.
Warming or
kind
cooling?
of. Let's dive into this. I think the Earth is like a body, right? And we're like a fucking infection on the body. We're like fucking cellulitis. Not cellulitis, because you don't get fever from cellulitis. We're just like an infection that's infecting the Earth. And now the Earth is like, oh, I'm sick because of these little things on me. Let me get a fever. It's a natural response all across the world. Why can't the world do it? I think the world's kind of starting to have a fever because we're fucking it up a little bit.
So... But, like, I know everybody likes to quote the 800,000 years. This is the most CO2 because obviously, are you attributing that to the CO2 levels? Like
No,
why the Earth is
that's
getting
cow
warmer?
farts. That's not us.
Well, because I mean, up until 800,000 years ago, we had higher levels of CO2.
See, I didn't see. I was right. It's not CO2.
It's not. But so you think the Earth? I think the Earth is just. I think there's highs and lows, and things get warm, and then things get cold, and things change, and it's a part of a process.
Could be.
And I think it's really fucking ballsy of us to say that we're having that much of an effect on it.
That's also fair. That is pretty cocky of us to say.
Like, you can't tell me, like, yeah, there's more people on Earth now than there ever has been.
That we know of.
That we know of, correct. But before there was all these people, don't you think there was probably that many more animals then?
Kinda. Well, I guess that was the whole circle of life thing where predators culled prey and there was a balance
Well,
that
yeah,
was maintained.
but the bigger their hunting areas are, the more of them that can survive, and the more offspring and the more areas there are for deer and antelope and everything else that predators eat, there was more of them. So as their areas get smaller, then they get smaller.
Well, we're talking about this as if we're not living in a simulation, which we obviously are. So, I mean,
well, that was we've had previous discussions on the world famous book of Red Rising, Pierce Brown.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, highly recommend. I don't read anything, and I've read through.
Technically, you didn't read it.
I read,
but
I listened.
It counts.
I listened to the first 6 books, which my wife has been reading it, and she showed me stuff that I didn't get to see that were in the books that I didn't see, like how they listed who everybody was, the gold structures, the color structures.
Oh, I guess that's fair. You wouldn't have seen that.
I didn't see any of that stuff,
Yeah.
which I thought it was interesting. Not to go off on too much of a Red Rising tangent, because I could talk about this for another full hour easily.
3 sessions minimum.
I didn't realize that everybody below gold wasn't slaves.
Oh yeah, no, like
There's only red,
brown,
brown and pixies or pink are
they're
the
not
only slaves.
They're not slaves. They're just prostitutes.
They're designated as slaves. Like
But-
they're in how he describes them. Like there's gold at the top, gold and silver are kind of the top, and then there's your middle colors, your grays, your blues, your greens, things like that, which aren't slaves. Like they're their own people.
You forgot copper, gold, silver, copper.
And then your bottom, your reds, your browns, and your pixies
Your pinks,
are technically slaves.
Pixies are
Or
not.
slaves. Yes, pink. Sorry.
Yeah, pixies are.
Pixies are gold that are worthless.
They're
Worthless
bronzies.
golds.
Yeah,
Yes.
bronze. So yes and no. There's still a hierarchy within the 3 with red, brown, pink, because you'll never see a red or a brown own a pink.
Yes, but you probably wouldn't see a pink own a brown or a red either, because I guess I don't know.
It may be. I mean,
But-
technically, if you look at Quicksilver's husband, who's a pink, he owned, because it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, he didn't, but
Still.
Anyway,
it's a big thing.
What my conspiracy theory behind that is obviously in this, the low colors think that they've gone to Mars to terraform the planet to get it ready for life form. What if we were put on this planet by another civilization, an alien race, or something like that, to change this world into something they need?
It's possible. It's as probable as everything else.
I mean, especially now, because the government's telling us that there's aliens now.
That they're looking at us.
They've got proof of it.
Not that they got proof of it; they've had proof of it. This is like old,
Yeah.
proof.
I wonder if they have living aliens. Have they caught any live ones, or do they just have
Probably.
bodies?
They probably have
And
a couple.
And if they only have bodies, all I'm saying is that 100% proves that Sasquatch isn't real.
What?
Yep. If they've got alien remains, that proves that Sasquatch isn't real. Because if we were able to have alien bodies, but we've never found Sasquatch remains,
so
Sasquatch isn't real.
There is a theory that Sasquatch is actually an interdimensional creature, which is why no one can catch him, because he'll just pop into different dimensions when you get close. Kind of makes sense. It makes as much sense as all this other shit.
If you believe in interventions, yes.
I mean, I'd like to think there's a universe out there where I'm black, 100%, not the 6% that I am now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
If that's what you'd want, like of all the things you could want for yourself to be in another universe.
No, I just want that to be a thing.
Black.
I just want that to be a thing. I want to meet Black Thomas and just see how different we are. And
Does that mean the rest of your family would be black?
Maybe? I don't care. And then Asian Thomas. Like, I want to meet me, but all the races. And, like, have a like a cook-off.
Would Black Thomas know who his dad was?
Maybe not. You never know. You never know.
I guess I just just questions that I have.
It would be really cool. I'd like people are like, oh, where I'm a millionaire, oh, where I'm super smart. I'm like, fuck all that. It's just gonna make me sad. No, I want to meet me, but different, and you know what I mean.
What if you meet all your other selves, and like you're the Hitchcock,
like
all your other selves.
The best of all of them.
No, you're the worst.
Oh, I'm
like
fine with that.
You're the dumb one. Like they all meet together and they're like, don't invite Earth One over there. He's.
I would be okay with that because I'd be like, it's only uphill from here, baby.
Well, but you hit like every other one is like successful and doing well and doing all these things, and you're like.
You have like Elon Musk Thomas, Tony Stark Thomas. You know what they would label me? Simple Thomas. And you know who would be the happiest out of all of them? Simple Thomas.
Tony Stark Thomas.
Probably, actually. Realistically.
And then Elon Musk would probably be next. Elon Musk Thomas would be next. Like, let's be honest.
But I am so secure and happy with how my life is now that... Oh, well.
But what if they told you... What if, like, you guys got to talking, and you were talking about everything, and you're like, oh, yeah, I did that. Oh, yeah, I did that. And then it came to it, and it was, like, one stupid decision that you made. They're like, well, did you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after this event, or did you have a peanut butter and honey sandwich? And you're like, oh, I went peanut butter and honey. And they're like, I went peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, there it is.
And that was the catalyst. That's what changed your life forever in one direction, was because you chose to have peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, well. Like, what am I going to do about it? Nothing. Like,
ask Tony Stark. Fucking
give me some money
to give you to fucking
make me an Iron Man suit. No, not even
to transport, to time travel you.
But then that gets all fucking fucky. I just want an Iron Man suit. Yeah, I just want one.
Just one Iron Man suit?
Yeah, and I want it purple. Like the most annoying bright purple. So it could never be cool. It's always a little gay.
Wouldn't it just become cool then?
I guess that is how things work.
Like...
Yeah. Yeah, well... Or like the pride flag. Tony Stark suit pride flag.
So you're saying that people wouldn't like it because it was the pride flag?
At least half the population wouldn't like it. Yeah, no. It is what it is.
You're tiptoeing there, bud.
I really am.
You really are.
Look, there's a lot of people that don't like it. My best friend's gay. I don't care. I love her to death.
Gabe's gay.
I got more than one best friend, and I'm allowed. There's no rule written that you can only have one best friend.
Well, yeah, but the standard is when you say best friend, like, of all of my friends, this is the best one.
That's the bestest friend.
You didn't say bestest.
I didn't. I said best friend.
Yes.
Bestest is for Gabe. Bestest buddy. We say it all the time. Matt, get with the
You're
program.
You're just fucking backpedaling here.
I'm not backpedaling
Like,
for shit.
you're backpedaling real hard.
I ain't doing shit. I said what I said.
So just to clarify, what you said
is Gabe is my bestest buddy.
Egg is your best friend.
Egg is one of my best friends, yes.
No, you said Egg is your best friend. You said my best friend is gay.
She's one of my best friends.
Okay. I mean, just, I would have assumed that your girlfriend would have been your best friend.
Oh my god, here we go again. She's also one of my best friends. Love you, honey.
You're the one making these bad
decisions. She had a great weekend, and I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah, I changed subject too.
She went to see Granger Smith. As you know, Granger Smith is becoming a pastor.
I don't even know who Granger Smith is. So
country singer.
How would I know that he's becoming a pastor?
He's pretty popular. He's a very famous country singer, right? Okay? Pretend like you listen to country music for 5 seconds.
I listen to country music, just good country music.
Yeah.
Like 90s country.
Calm down. So Granger Smith, prominent country singer, but he has been going to school the whole time for ministry. He's finished, and so now he's going to start his own congregation, become a minister. And he's stopping playing, singing country music, like completely.
Do you think it's weird that you have to go to school to be able to teach people about a free book?
That's a great way to describe the Bible. It is a free book.
Go anywhere. You go to any church and you ask them if you can have a Bible. They're going to give you a Bible for free. I've been given 3 Qurans in parks in big cities for free.
I would like a Torah. Maybe
it is a Torah. I don't know.
A Torah is for Jews. I don't think you're going to be handed a Torah.
I bet you would.
I don't think that's how that works.
I'm surprised they don't push more.
I don't think that's how that works.
They don't recruit.
Yeah, like what happens in their weddings?
They're a selective group.
They are.
If you're not part of it, I think it's even tough to marry in.
It is. I'm like pretty sure like there's some rules and regulations. It makes it like if they're this picky, it's like, are they right? Like
yeah, like I don't want to be a Mormon because like they're out recruiting. Like there's something wrong.
It's like a used car salesman, right? Like they're like, pushing it. I'm like,
yeah, they're pushing it. You're like, well, I think we're gonna go home and think about it. I need to talk to the wife.
Yeah, we got to make some decisions first, and we'll get back to you.
We got to check the budget.
Yes, I got to check my faith budget. But the Jews, they're just like, oh no, you don't want to be part of this. You don't.
We're pretty old. Like you.
We're good.
There's a lot of rules. I don't think you're gonna want to follow them.
I don't think this is something you want.
And have you heard about Jesus? He's a cool dude.
But not
I don't think he's
exactly
real.
what we're looking
but have
for.
you heard about him?
Yeah. It's like, okay, motherfuckers, what are you up to in there? And they won't let you come to their weddings?
They don't?
No, you cannot attend a Jewish wedding. Like the chapel part if you are not Jewish.
Really?
Mm-hmm. What do they do in there? Do they make fun of us?
I would imagine.
Probably a lot. Yeah, no. They've got big noses, but their women are super, super attractive. I have a weird thing that I love Jewish women. I don't know. It's been a fan favorite of mine for a while. Like some dudes like, oh, I love Asian women. Oh, I love black women. Love Jewish women. Don't know where that came from. It's just been there.
So you love women of a certain religion?
Well, they were technically a race to begin with. Very pale, dark curly hair, certain facial features, colored eyes.
Which facial features?
Good ones.
Good ones?
Good ones.
I don't know which ones they have.
Good ones. So very asymmetrical, very symmetrical. Great. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I did date a Jewish girl once for a while. Didn't work out. and that's okay. She was the second least craziest girl I've ever dated. Second least crazy girl I've ever dated. Holly being the first, because honestly, Holly hasn't done anything crazy ever. So, like, to me, I've been stabbed. Like, my bar is set pretty fucking low. Okay.
Fair enough.
The only thing that this girl did that I didn't really like is that she was very, like, scheduled to the point where she would, like, pencil in sex. It was convenient because, like, I knew I was going to get laid this day, but it was, like, taking the mystery away. You know what I mean?
I don't. That'd be awesome. Like, could it be penciled out?
Yes, it could be. She could erase it.
Okay.
It wasn't a for sure thing. Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, if it was a for sure thing, like, so basically what you're telling me is that I can go do whatever I want, but as long as I'm here by 3:30 on Thursday,
3:30. No,
like, we're good.
She could erase it at any point.
Okay. I mean,
but she was also in law school, so she was very busy and strict with her schedule.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Sometimes you got to be.
She's a lawyer now. Really proud of her. Doing good things.
I would imagine she's a lawyer if she was in law school.
Well, some people don't finish.
Yeah, but I mean, you said she was Jewish, so.
Said she was Jewish, Matt, not... Oh, no, lawyer. No, yeah. Anyways, on to literally anything else. Oh, wow, look at that. Crazy. Cool.
What are we looking at?
I don't know.
Like, nobody can see what you're looking at.
Yep. Look at this duck. I don't know, man.
You can just say segue and change it to something.
Segue.
But you need to know what you're going to segue into.
Is the Kraken real? Stay tuned to find
Kraken?
out. Yeah. Well, actually, let's talk about that. Let's talk about mythical creatures. Were they ever real? Because almost every culture, almost every ancient culture in the world has a depiction of a dragon.
Yeah.
Kind of convenient when they didn't talk to each other. That's all I'm saying. That's just coming from the kid in me that wants dragons to be real because dragons are cool as shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to figure that there would have to be. I mean, we found fossils for everything else.
Maybe we're just not digging deep enough, man. Or maybe they're like birds and their bones are hollow, so they decayed faster. I'm trying, dude.
You can try. I mean,
yeah, no. Yeah. You said you had several conspiracy theories to talk about.
I do. And these are kind of like so. How deep down this rabbit hole would you like to go? Because I have one that is super kind of weird, and then I've got one that's really current topic.
Go weird. Take me
go
down
weird.
Weird. Yeah.
So I've been hearing a lot of conspiracy theories or seeing a lot of stuff, and it's kind of made me think about this. Is how much of the information that we actually have or that you've learned, that you've been taught throughout your life, how much of that do you think is actually true?
Yeah, like 75%.
That's a high number.
Yeah.
That's a really high number.
Yeah.
So you think 75% of the information that's stored in your brain, so you think 25% of the information that you have in your brain that you think is correct is actually false?
Probably false.
Like, because I've been, been reading lots of articles, had some article time. And, I've seen some stuff about, like, do you ever hear of the Laramie Project, of what happened in Laramie, Wyoming?
No.
It was early 90s. And basically there was a homosexual guy. And the story was that 2 other guys knew that he was gay, took him out, beat the piss out of him, chained him to a fence, lit him on fire, and left him.
Okay, Jesus Christ, got it.
Yeah, it was horrific, and they did. I mean, it was a terrible, terrible thing. And it was kind of the start of like that movement of the
Hating
gay
gays?
movement. Huh?
Hating gays? Or.
No. Plenty of people hated him before
I
that.
guess that's fair.
They didn't need help with that.
I don't get the hate. I don't understand it, but go forth.
Yeah, I don't really. I don't understand why people care so much what everybody else does.
That's my big thing.
Like I can understand. Not that I agree with it, but I can understand like the super religious people being like, "Oh, they can't get married. Marriage is between men and women." And like, I couldn't care any less. If you want to be miserable, be fucking miserable.
Hey. It can't be that bad.
And but it was a horrific thing. And now, like, I read an article, as we all know what articles are, where they're talking about how a lot of that was blown out of proportion, and like
they blew out of proportion how a man was lit on fire.
I don't know. I didn't get to see everything, but they're saying that they like used it. Like some of the facts aren't right, and so they used it to start off
the gay agenda.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. I know you all get together and have your meetings.
Well, but that's the thing. Is it really that, or is it somebody else pushing it and everybody else just doesn't fucking care?
I think the majority of people don't actually care, right?
No.
You have these two sides that are always fighting. Most of us are just like, okay.
You've got two sides that are always fighting, but there's like 5% of people on one side and there's 5% of the people on the other side, and the other 90% of us are like, I got kids and a mortgage and
I got shit to do. Like I got real world problems.
So much other things to deal with. I couldn't care any less about what you're doing.
What you do or do not put in your mouth does not matter to me. You know.
Right?
Like, I don't know, man. I don't.
Well, and that just it just got me thinking, because there's been so many things that we've been hearing about, you know, and it's like how easily it would be for any information we've gotten to be altered in a little bit way or pushed in a certain direction, or you know.
I mean, for sure. And that's just the problem with it. Like, we're never going to know the truth about anything, ever.
Well, exactly.
Remember how we all thought Christopher Columbus was a cool dude, and apparently he's an asshole?
Right?
Like,
up until, 5 years ago, Christopher Columbus had his own day. He was a fucking totally cool dude. He fucking founded the new world.
He ate turkey and popcorn with the Indians, and it was super baller. Like, he was a cool guy.
And now, fuck that guy.
He fucked this guy.
He fucking murdered people, and,
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, whatever. I don't know. George Washington apparently was an asshole. That's a thing.
Wasn't there a big controversy that, one of his great-granddaughters was from, one of his slave...
Probably.
I mean, I don't know.
But
it's just so...
It is what it is. I mean, we're never going to know the truth, from either side, either way. It doesn't matter.
Well, and that's the thing is it doesn't matter, but, why are we told all of this stuff?
Yeah, that is the weird thing. I mean, I kind of get the propaganda push, right? That our first president, never told a lie. He was the best. Because we're the best.
I can understand that. I
get it from that perspective. But as an adult, it's like, I don't care. I don't care who our first president was at all. I don't.
Well, you do a little bit.
I don't.
I mean...
I don't care who our current president is.
You should.
I should. I don't. I will probably later, but I don't.
And that's some of the stuff that's made me, really question on, what we're getting is, there's this young guy, which is I want to say something that's super fucking weird. So I didn't think I'd hit this point as young as I am. There is somebody running for president right now who is younger than me.
Oh, wow. Wow. You're old as shit, dude.
He was born a year after I was, and he is running for president.
That's kind of what we need, though, isn't it?
Well, and I'll be honest, he's had a lot of good, like I've seen TikToks on him, and like he said a lot of good things. But of course now there's been a lot of TikToks about the opposite side. Like, isn't he this like knight in shining armor? Well, why is there this knight in shining armor coming in? Like, isn't he saying like all the right things? Like, where is he coming from? You know, and pointing out a lot of things. And it makes me, I sit back and I'm like, well, now I don't know who the fuck I can believe. Like, is he cool? Is he legit? Or is he a fucking puppet for some other side? Like,
They're all puppets.
I don't know.
They're all puppets. It doesn't.
I'm not. I hate to say this, but I think there was one that wasn't a puppet, and I'm pretty sure 60% of the population hates him. The other 40% will fight you for him right now.
Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, I benefited greatly when he was in office.
So that's the hard part. Is there's so much information that comes at you now that I have no idea what's true, what's not, and who has fucking 3 days to deep dive and do the exploration on what something's true or not.
With not conclusive results either. Because it's all from information sources. It's all secondhand. You don't know who's lying, who's saying, who's twisting the truth. We'll never know. So I'm just like, hire the guy who's the president for Independence Day and call it a day.
Hire the guy who played the president in Independence Day?
No, I want the president from Independence Day. I want
Wasn't that like
president.
Bill Paxton?
I don't know who the actor was. I don't care. I want the fighter pilot president.
I'm pretty sure that was Bill Paxton.
I want my president to get in a plane and fight aliens. Like, that's what I want for my president. I want to be able to go and say to other countries, well, my president can beat up your president.
So you want Putin?
Putin's a nerd. Like,
Putin's kind of a badass. Haven't you seen him riding around on a horse without his shirt on?
He was a badass. He was special forces. He's old now.
Well, yeah. Just because. So, are you telling me that you're badass, and then all of a sudden you get old and you become less badass?
Yeah, it's called aging.
If anything, you become more badass because you fucking care even less, and you know you're gonna die, and you're like, you know what? If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be soon. Let's do this.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, don't fuck with old men.
Oh, old man strength's a thing.
Yeah. Like, especially at his age. Like, yeah, he gets to, like, 80. Yeah, okay, I get it. But, like, 60, 70, I guess I consider that old man at this point.
That is old. That's super old. You're old, in my opinion.
So, the other wild conspiracy theory that I've been having trouble wrapping my mind around is Hawaii.
Oh, the laser beams?
The laser beams, which I believe that the laser beams could be real.
The laser beams have a possibility of being real. However, to that extent, I don't know about that. That's
you want to know the biggest thing that the issue that I've had with them is I've seen some of these that are like, oh yeah, we need to, all these houses are painted this like bright blue. I don't know if you've seen any of those. Like, they've showed a picture of the houses and all the ones that survived are this specific color. And I'm like, so you're telling me that they had this fucking super laser that they just started fucking frying houses with and started a fire, and they could do all this cool shit, but to prevent the houses from being burned, the only thing they could come up with was, hey, everybody, paint your house this specific blue, and we'll know not to fuck with it.
It's like, that's not how fire works.
But what an obvious way to do it.
That's
Like,
true.
everybody just paint a giant red X on your roof, and then we won't fuck with the houses with the giant red X on them. Like, of all the things you could be doing, and all the technology that went into that, it was paint your house this
Yeah,
fucking
that's
bright blue.
that's a little too much.
Like, come on. Like, that is the dumbest fucking thing. Like, I'm all behind finding you a good conspiracy theory. But just the color, come on. That's fucking. I was not happy about that one. That and Oprah apparently is going to buy all the houses in Hawaii.
Oh, I mean, she has the money. She had the money beforehand.
Yeah,
So that's,
but I mean, I'm sure people didn't want to sell.
yeah. I mean, still.
What you looking up?
Some stuff.
Some stuff.
I got some stuff.
So, next one that is on my list after the Hawaii houses. This one I kind of want to get a little bit of your thoughts on this. We talked briefly about it a couple days ago, but what are your thoughts on education and what kids are taught in school?
I don't like a lot of it. And this is coming from a kid. All right, well, I'll stop looking at my thing that I was going to pull up. So this is coming from a kid that went to 12 schools before he graduated high school. Mm-hmm. Most of them suck.
Most schools or most of the I want to know, like, I get the schools themselves suck. But what about the information that you were taught?
I mean, it was all pretty standard across the board. How it was given, is different. But it was pretty much the same across the board.
How much of that information do you care about?
None of it. Almost none of it.
So, like, obviously we need to teach kids how to read, how to write. Do you think cursive is necessarily need to be taught?
No, cursive is dumb.
Because I will say my wife brought up one good point with cursive. How was the Declaration of Independence written?
In cursive, yeah. Which, I mean, is fair. I think it's a cool skill to have. How is the Bible written? In fucking some language we don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's a skill you could develop, like a hobby, but I don't think it should be taught. Just translate the fucking Constitution now before we all lose cursive.
So I thought, okay, maybe there's a little bit to it. That, and I mean, they say for signing, but I mean, you can just fucking block letter your name.
You can also just first initial
Yeah,
squiggle, last initial squiggle. It's easier.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even do first initial and last initial. Most of them, you don't have anything to write with, so it's just a finger, and the finger doesn't look how it's supposed to anyway.
Yep.
So, reading, writing,
history. History needs to be taught.
What history?
World history.
Which world history?
All of Earth?
Earth? How far back?
Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
Birth of civilization onward.
The birth of civilization. So, how can we... I mean, do we teach it as fact or as theory?
You could do either or. It depends on your school system, I guess.
And how far in depth do you get into it?
That's a great question. I think general knowledge. It doesn't need to get super crazy in depth. You don't need to know about like the day-to-day life or the religion of that culture, but you need to know what the culture did, how they progressed the world itself, and then go from there.
Okay. What about, like, so are you saying we need to learn, like right now in the Earth? I mean, there's a lot of different cultures out there.
There is.
Do they need to know about Native American culture? Do they need to know about African
Do they
culture?
need to? No. Should they? Yeah.
Do they need to know about Indian culture?
Sure.
I mean, there's like, but how far back? Because all of those, I mean, when you're talking about this, like, if you're talking about learning the world history, that's a lot of fucking history.
Yeah. It is.
That's a lot of fucking history.
But we don't need to go, again, we don't need to go super in depth into it.
Okay. So history. What else?
Reading. Math is important. I'm not talking
Okay.
algebraic formulas. Maybe a little bit. Maybe algebra 1, 2. Maybe. But math, right? It's important.
What about like geometry?
I can't tell you a single thing I remember from geometry. Or
Nothing.
how it's used today. I know a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's about it.
It's the Pythagorean theorem.
Yes, Pythagorean.
Which
I know more about Pythagoras, the person, than I do about the math.
Which you want to know what's funny is if you want to be a carpenter, knowing the Pythagorean theorem is super helpful.
But learn that for your trade. Like, have that be a thing you learn for your trade.
But why do I have to be in a trade to be able to learn how to work on my house?
Well, I think you should be able to learn it regardless if you want to, right? But
nobody wants to learn anything, especially in high school and middle school.
Exactly.
So then we're going to raise a bunch of fucking idiots.
No, why don't we raise tradesmen?
I can't fix anything.
Why don't we raise tradesmen? If someone is intellectually sound and they want to learn more, right? Then they'll pursue that. If someone doesn't and they want to learn a trade, let them go learn a trade. Why does everyone have to go to college?
Well, I don't think anybody should go to college.
I think people should go to college if that's what they want. I think we do need scientists, physicists, I think we need these people, but I don't think we need everyone to be these people. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think we should give kids the chance to decide they want to do a trade when they're in school. Now, if that trade doesn't work out for them, they have the leeway to learn another one, to move from there. They're not stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think basic first aid and CPR needs to be taught across the board to everyone.
Well, who doesn't know fucking basic first aid and CPR?
A lot of people don't. I can tell you that right now. A lot of people really don't. There's a lot of stupid people out there, though. I also think you don't understand.
Doing CPR? Now you can tell by the way I use my walk.
But a lot of people don't know that at all. I've rolled onto calls where people have been coding and their family members don't know what to do. I've seen an old man hit his son just punching his son in the chest because he doesn't understand. He doesn't know, but he knows that at least doing this is going to do something.
Yeah.
And it kind of did. Kid made it, which was awesome.
Yeah. So why are you hating on the old man?
I'm not hating on him. I'm just telling you, like, this old man didn't understand. I think it should be taught across the board. How to stop a bleed. How to recognize someone needs CPR.
Pee on it.
Pee on it.
Pee on a bleed,
Pee on
right?
a bleed. Yep, pee on every open wound you have. Rub shit in it
Right,
if you
yeah.
want it to heal it faster. 100%.
Shit isn't sterile, urine is.
Urine's not sterile either.
It is.
It's not. It's
the white
waste
stuff,
product. It's literally waste product.
God, it's sterile.
You pee it out for a reason. Your jizz is more sterile than your urine. Yeah, think about that.
You want me to jizz on people's wounds?
Yes.
That's weird. I don't
Do
know
it.
how to get it up like that.
Fucking do it. Pussy. I think people should be allowed to learn trades, right? Or at least, like, say freshman year, you have intro to life, or whatever you want to call it, where you go and surface area everything. You see every trade, or as much as you can, and then from there you can kind of specify, or you can keep yourself open in general, or you can go the route of academia.
So, what would you consider trades?
So anything you don't necessarily, well, no, because I consider nursing a trade.
I would too.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard trade.
So you're saying that nursing's harder than being a mechanic?
No. Two different kinds of hard.
Okay.
And
I wanted to make sure that we were clear on that.
for two different kinds of people.
Oh, very much so.
And I think that's... Now, I don't want to get into, like, Big Brother and take an aptitude test and you're going to be a mechanic, you're going to be a nurse. Give kids the chance to decide, and if they don't like it, let them change. But build up in a way that you can learn a trade. And provide for yourself and, better society as much as you can.
Now, this is completely off the subject. But as a member of society,
I am one.
how much do you follow the rules?
Like 99%.
99. It's like, what would be that 1% that you don't follow? Like, you speed.
Speeding.
That's it.
Speeding. Watering my grass when I'm not supposed to.
Watering your grass. What a fucking middle-aged white person thing to say right there.
It's true. They're like, only water grass once a week, and I'm over here 4 days a week.
You're only supposed to.
We're going through a drought.
Whoa.
We haven't gotten any rain. Yeah, it's bad. I don't break a lot of rules. And I've never broken a lot of rules. It's just not who I am as a person.
And it's, I'll be honest, it's not who I am either. Like, I look at, like, a lot of things. Like, rules are a lot of times there to be, like, for common courtesy to other people.
Yeah. Or just
Like, and they've decided that, hey, this is so much of a common courtesy that we're going to make it a law. Like, when you're driving down the interstate and somebody has to pull over, you get into the other lane.
Mm-hmm.
They had to make it a law because there's plenty of people that are fucking assholes and don't.
Well, there's plenty of people who died.
Yeah, we'll give somebody some fucking space.
Yeah.
Like, a car's doing, like, in the great state of South Dakota, the interstates are 80 fucking miles an hour.
Nice. Same for Texas.
Yeah. we move.
Hell yeah.
Because there's a lot of space between where we need to go. So we need to get there quick. So yeah, get fucking over. I don't want fucking some car blowing by me at 80 miles an hour while I'm trying to change a fucking flat tire.
Because all it takes is 1 minute, 1 moment of inattention to die.
Yeah. Change it. I mean, you're just changing the radio.
You're texting. People texting and driving. I sometimes do that. I try to always do the voice, but I still have to, like, touch my phone.
What? You know the worst part? Like, the things that I spend the most times looking at my phone with are generally, like, trying to pick out music or get, like, my audiobook to play or something like
That's
that.
fair. I do that. I also do that. I'm a rule follower. I have been since I was a kid. I don't know. It's lame.
Mm-hmm.
People have called me a loser. I get it. It's not hip,
I do too.
but I like rules. I like them.
Why do you think, why do you, like, I know why I follow the rules. Why do you follow the rules?
I don't know. I just do.
Why?
I think it came from how I was raised with my parents and my dad, you know, and I think it just kind of stuck from there. When I don't follow the rules, I typically get a little uncomfortable. And I think that's why I thrive so well in a military environment, because it's a lot of following the rules.
Wait, it's all following rules.
So, there are some rules that I will break, but for the most, I've never broken, like, a big rule.
How do you determine whether something's just a rule or whether something's a big rule?
The punishment thereafter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, I've had, 4 beers, I'm good to drive.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I'm not going to drive. I don't want to go to jail.
I don't, yeah. So if I get a DUI for my job specifically, I'm done. My life is over. That's it.
My life is just fine. I just have to pay a fee and,
No, my life is literally over.
I literally just don't want to be arrested.
Which is fair. I also
knock on
don't
wood,
want to be arrested.
I have 0 times have I had handcuffs on.
I've never been arrested. I've had handcuffs on me.
I've never had handcuffs. I don't even want to have handcuffs behind my back. Like, you're acting like a small child right now. Sticking your tongue out.
I'm trying to keep myself awake.
But
I've had handcuffs on me. They're usually really fuzzy. Besides that.
fuzzy handcuffs? Oh, I gotcha. Fair enough.
Yeah. And then Junior and Kraus have arrested me. But
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been arrested. I've been roundhouse kicked in the face by my arresting officer.
Jesus.
So
Is that what Brittany does?
no, that's what my brother did.
No, I'm a big stickler. I'm not a stickler for the rules because for the most part, if you're breaking the rules and you're not hurting anybody, I won't care.
But you're not going to do it.
But I'm not going to do. I'm not going to participate.
Like, I bet you, I'm willing to bet that you have never left a cart out in
Not a single goddamn time.
They always end up in the cart corral.
Every single time.
Or back at the store.
Even if I have to walk way out of my way, they will always end up where they belong. Mm-hmm. Order exists for a reason. Sorry. And there are people out there that believe in the chaos. And if that's you, homie, you live your life, but you fuck with my order, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that live for the chaos.
I don't like it.
And it's, I don't know. It's,
It ain't me. It ain't me.
No.
Like, and that's why when we have a schedule, unless we change it way ahead of time, right? Because you knew we were going to change the podcast way ahead of time. I will stick to the schedule, no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was the agreed upon time that we were going to be doing this. You know what I mean? Like, this is...
Like we had agreed upon a time we were going to try on Friday night, and I brought that up to my wife, and she's like, I thought we were going to the football game on Friday. And I immediately text you afterwards, and I'm like, I agreed to... And I was the one that had the idea to go to the football game.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Lincoln is playing Roosevelt on Friday. Let's go to the game.
Which was a great idea. How was the game, by the way? Did you have fun?
Lincoln destroyed them, so it was a ton of fun.
Fuck yeah.
But the kids had a riot. They'd never seen a marching band before, so they got to hear a marching band, see the drum line.
I think you should go to more high school football games for your boys. Like, it's a fun time.
Oh yeah, and it was relatively inexpensive. It cost $17 for me and my family, and then my grandpa came with us, which he's over 60, so he was only $1 to get in, which I thought was odd. Like, the students, so kids were $3. And the senior citizen is $1.
You take care of the last generation. And you got to remember, where is all that money going?
I don't know, some fucking politician's pocket, probably.
No, it goes to the sports program for the school. That's how that works. I can tell you right now, in Nebraska, that's how it worked. We collected that money, and it went straight into the lockbox that was in the coach's office that he used to buy equipment with.
So, no, but the kids had a blast. I had a lot of fun. I enjoy, and I played high school football. And so I had never, probably in 20 plus years, been able to sit in the stands and actually watch the game and how it went.
Yeah.
You know, so it brought back a lot of memories.
I think about the moment where you're going to be watching your sons playing.
Oh yeah.
You're going to live it. Like, that's going to be top tier for you.
I might paint my face for those games.
Paint your belly.
Maybe. Like,
I'll fly down and do it.
I will go all out for them. I even told them, I was like, so we live in Roosevelt School District, but I went to Lincoln, so we were cheering for Lincoln when we were at the game. And I told him, I said, until you guys wear that jersey, I will cheer for Lincoln. I said, the second you're wearing any other team's jersey, I'm wearing that jersey of whatever team you're.
I will fly up there or down there, wherever you're at.
You just said you're moving up here.
I said I'm moving up, not there.
Well, yeah, going 3 hours up isn't going to do you any good.
We didn't specify how far up was, but when your sons get to that point, and if you go full beans and you paint the belly, I will fly there or drive and paint my belly with you. I will gladly do that with you.
Well, and I'm building relationships right now. I might have other dads that will do it with me too.
See?
So we're starting the relationships early.
Which you should.
If we move out of here, then obviously that relationship halts.
What happens if you move to Texas?
I don't know.
Take the level of fanfare you have now, multiply that by 10.
Maybe.
Our high school football games are televised. Like,
yeah,
it's a thing. It's a big thing here, and it's actually really great. It gives these kids just this outlet, and they feel important, and they are important, you know. And it's everyone's involved. The band, the photographers.
It's good entertainment.
It's great.
I will say, I've hardly ever watched marching bands. And,
they're fucking awesome.
And the school that I went to, Lincoln High School, their marching band is supposed to be, like super famous. Like they've done a lot of stuff, won awards and stuff. I was not impressed.
Really?
I am not a band person.
But you got to remember the kids rotate out. Like
Yeah,
you only get
you
4
don't.
years.
But that wasn't it. It wasn't how they actually like how they performed. It was everything that was set up by like the director. So it's a marching band.
Mm-hmm.
They had speakers and played music.
It's weird.
It was super weird.
That's weird. The music should come from the instruments. That's
Yeah.
No. Okay, that's weird. That's weird.
Like they played like 90% of the time, but even with 10% of the music coming out of the speakers, I was like, wait, nobody's playing this?
It's kind of weird.
What are they doing?
Yeah. I'm excited.
What is going on
I'm
here?
excited to see your sons play. In that,
Oh, yeah,
in
it'll-
that high school level.
It'll be intense.
With their homecoming date, like homecoming game, homecoming date, beautiful little girl, and just they're happy, they're killing it. Like I'm just excited to see that for you.
Yeah,
I'm excited to be that dad one day.
it's fun. It's exciting.
I'm gonna be very embarrassing. That's why I'm gonna be that. Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy.
I'm not.
You should.
I'm gonna be the cool dad.
You're the cool dad. My dad was the cool dad. I will say, my parents were the cool parents. They chaperoned all the dances and stuff, and I was never embarrassed to have them around. My parents are actually really cool growing up.
Yeah, I mean, and now look at you. You still live there.
Yeah, I'm never leaving.
20 years later.
No, not 20. I'm not 36 yet.
I know. I was giving you shit.
Yeah. I make enough money now to move out, but like.
Who needs freedom?
Am I in a perfect world, actually? Realistically, I'd like a big plot of land and I'd like to live on a compound and have my parents there. Within walking distance, you know. And not a lot of people have that relationship with their parents, and I get that.
I don't.
Exactly. I do.
So
I'll always hang out. If my parents call me, even when I'm off, because I've lived on my own before, right? Like, I've done it. If they call me and they're like, hey, you want to hang out? Have family dinner? Some beers? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do.
well, yeah, you just want free food.
It's not even that. I like hanging out with them. And I like hanging out with my grandpas.
That's because you are your own grandpa.
Internally. You ready to play some video games, buddy?
Yeah. Well, just so everybody knows, that is what it means. Is that is the time of the evening where we get to say goodbye to you. It has been, hour. We appreciate you all so much for stopping by. We will be back better than ever this Thursday with what could be our best show ever. But you'll have to tune in and see if it is our best show or if it's our worst one. It's a 50-50 chance either way. So, Tomas, any final words for the fine folks listening out in the interweb?
Stay in school or don't. I don't give a shit.
Stay in school or don't. Thomas doesn't care. Well, we appreciate you all so much for stopping by. This has been another fantastic episode of the Sammies and Beer podcast, brought to you exclusively on a Sunday evening as opposed to a Thursday. But we should be back this Thursday. Toodles!